This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Well, as I said in the last video, we pretty much got our answer why Lil Wayne and Drake have never done an album. They're just not seeing eye to eye anymore. When's the last time they really did a song together for either Lil Wayne's album or Drake's album? It's always the last song they really did together was for Nicki's album. And that was like a mixtape. It was like a bonus song. So, yeah, he's wearing an XO chain. Lil Wayne's not someone to really air out certain problems, though, and neither is Drake, especially with his mentor. So that's just going to be something that goes on. They're gonna continue to salute each other, but I don't think they rock with each other like that. To be honest, like they're always going to respect the. It looks weak to have internal problems at a label, or even amongst peers, and to acknowledge it like that. And make it a public issue when it's not a public issue. People need to learn that. I respect Drake and Lil Wayne not talking about it because it's not for us to really know. We can assume all we want, but once you confirm it, it breaks this illusion that the fans have that everyone's cool. Like, remember, every great group has failed because of that. G-Unit. So many internal problems. The Game, Young Buck, this, it just all crumbled at one point. Cameron, Jim Jones, Jewels, they had internal problems. It broke up Dipset. It just never was the same. And then we got Offset. He says, a guy will live with you, or a person will live with you, eat off you, help his family, and still be hating inside because they ain't popped they own. Be the guy blaming the world for his F-ups. Sucker. I wonder who he's talking to. Offset's mad at somebody. You know what? Nah. I was going to say it could have been something with QC. But they ain't pop on their own. Could it be Quavo? But Quavo's popped on his own. Maybe because Quavo isn't the same as he was before. Or it could just be some guy that was just hangs around Offset. Well, T.I.'s embarrassed because his son can't spell tomorrow. It's funny, it's like, have you ever seen that joke with, what's the comedian that passed away? He was so funny. Bill Burr event for comedian that passed. He always, Patrice. Patrice O'Neal had a joke where he said, if someone put a gun to my head right now, or my mom's head right now, and said, I'm going to kill your mom if you can't spell restaurant. And he said, the first thing I'm going to say is, I love you, Mom. I'm sorry. Because he says, right after you get off to rest, it gets tricky. But T.I. and his son got on a podcast with 2 Chainz and his son. It's pretty good. Drake talks about the muse behind Hotline Bling, and then, Drake's like, her phone was always going off, and I nicknamed her Hotline Bling. I thought that would have been a dope artist name. My name's already Drake, but I wish my name was Hotline Bling. And some guy in the studio goes, like it's the funniest thing in the world. Bro, you just trying to stick around in studio. You a yes man. Like everything's funny? Nah, it wasn't that funny, bro. Come on. These Drake tapes are something else. Then we see Lil Yachty and Drake vibing to 21. Can you do something for me? Makes me think that Lil Yachty had a hand in writing this. Right? What's why these, like, some of these behind the scenes tapes are a little sus. Put it together like a piece of a documentary or something. Just watching these clips is like, put it together. Put it into something. People just want to digest clips. Nah, we don't. We don't. You should have put it on your YouTube or something. Kanye in a 2022 interview says Beyonce needs to let Jay-Z go get some PUSSY in Dominican Republic or something from 2022. He says he's wound too tight. Meanwhile, Kanye releases a new visualizer on his IG for Vultures 2, which didn't really sell that much. So that means something's off with the way he presented it. You know, the last one, was that the last album where he was like holding like, oh yeah. No, that was the one before, when he was doing like pop-up shows. That was, Kanye is just something else, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. So Lauryn Hill, the Fugees canceled their North American tour. Shocker. Lauryn Hill's always late to her shows and everything. They canceled the Fugees tour. I know Wyclef's like, my gosh, you got to be joking. Very hard to get. Lauryn Hill and her son, YG, they're going to be on that tour, performing his song, John the Moonlight, which is a good song. But that got canceled. Miss Lauryn Hill, with difficult decision, it was made to pull down our upcoming North American tour dates. The shows in the UK and Europe are still moving forward as planned. I guarantee you. Well, I can't guarantee it, but I bet you there's going to be a problem with those dates too. Last year, I faced an injury that necessitated the rescheduling. Is this a real word? It's necess. Maybe I'm just dumb. Okay, yeah, you can. It's a weird use of the word necessitate. To make something necessary as a result or consequence. Necessitated. Past tense. But okay, last year I faced some injury that rescheduling of some of my shows. Regrettably, some media outlets penchant on sensationalism and clickbait headlines have seemingly created a narrative that has affected ticket sales in North American portion of our tour. The trust and faith I have for my intent. Okay, so they couldn't sell enough tickets. That's what happened. They should join up with the Roots, Fugees, the Roots, and a couple other like classic groups from that time and do a tour. The Fugees don't have enough clout at this moment in time to go on tour. They have disappeared from the market for 25 plus years. I mean, yeah, Wyclef, you could argue, has been dipping in and out, but not really. Sometimes you can't just disappear for 25 years. Joel Santana thinks he could disappear for 15 years, and he had nowhere near the same amount of success. Then we got 50 Cent gets a Rolex to commemorate his grandfather. That's pretty dope. He says, our time is limited. I want to thank you in advance for not wasting mine. I think that's dope. I think that's really cool. After 2 grueling hours of touring, of doing a show, Jay-Z did a feature for Drake back in 2018-19. Who cares? How about that? Nelly was not arrested for e-pills, they say. It was for actually a prior warrant he had for insurance. Maybe he let insurance lapse on one of his vehicles or something. And then Cardi B, they're trying to like figure out which one, what's going to be the name of her album. I don't think people are clamoring for the name of her album. They just want new music and they want the album. I'm going to be honest. Like, I don't see people like, oh my gosh, what are you going to name it? What are you going to name it? Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. Smash that like button. I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.